I bring you greetings from here. I want to, on today's broadcast, talk about the presence of China in Africa. So I have made reference to it on my previous videos, one of my previous videos. But this question come through one of my followers just this morning. What is my take about the presence of China in Africa? And I have said it earlier that the presence of China in Africa is worse than pandemic that is ravaging the world today. And if you compare and contrast with the present condition of Africans in China, you can vividly tell me that China has no interest of Africa at heart. China sees Africa as baboons and monkeys. The viral video that recently came out shows in a museum in China where they are comparing African human beings from Africa with animals, wild animals. They will put the picture of a human being from Africa and put the equivalent picture of a wild animal beside it, showing you what they are teaching even their younger generations about Africa. And I put this blame to African leaders. They are the cause of our problem in Africa. An average African leader is the cause of the problem that Africa is facing today. All this loan they are taking from China that gives China the rights and influence in Africa is not for the interest of Africa. They are receiving this loan for their own selfish interest. How can you tell me that China will go to their central bank, take chemical, print it in a paper, it becomes money, they will bring it and give to you, African leader, and you will end up releasing your heritage, your mineral resources, what made you a sovereign nation? You release it to China. China will use it to grow their own economy, and in return, they will dominate and suppress your government. Every sovereign nation has their own central bank that you can walk in and take chemical and print it in a paper and have your own money, have your own currency to take care of your project. It is simple. But an average African leader today prefer taking loans from China. You can imagine what is going on in Zambia right now. China has taken over Zambia electricity power. China have taken over Zambia Broadcasting Corporation because of the contract they reached with Zambia government that the Zambia government could not stick to the rules. Now China is have taken over Zambia almost. Look at the influence of China in Kenya. Look at the influence of China in Gambia. Look at the influence of China in Nigeria. It is appalling. I direct this message to African leaders. You people are not doing us good. You people are not doing Africans good. You people should repent. Time shall come when the history will be told. Time shall come when the history will be told. African leaders are the problems we are having in Africa. Giving China access to Africa, giving China the rights in Africa to dominate Africa and recolonize Africa again. Africa has faced colonization back then and survived it. Now, instead of an average African leader to try to grow African economy and grow the standard of living in Africa, they are now bringing in China to recolonize us again. What a tragic. Chinese presence in Africa in history will be worse than colonization. If the African leaders do not start now to terminate every contract and project they have with China, the only way out I am going to mention is for an average African leader to start now to terminate every project or every contract they have with China. That is the only way out. If not, Africa is gone in the hands of Chinese. They are now trying to take over the world power That was why they brought this coronavirus to destabilize America, to destabilize the world, to frustrate the economy of the world. Now they are growing their economy. The worst thing that will happen to the world is to allow China to take over world power. Because China is satanic. China is devil. China is evil. I thank God that it will never happen. America will not live to watch that happen. For China to take over world power is not possible. That is the worst thing God can allow to happen to humanity. I resound my warning again, and the option I give to African leaders, for them to start now to terminate every contract and project they have with China and let China go. Africa will survive without China. The loan they are giving to Africa, that same money is what you will go to your central bank and print that money out and use it for your own project to develop your economy. And use your natural resources, use it sensitively. It will be well with Africa. Thank you and God bless you. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ambassador Nnaemeka Nkem. I bear the same name both on Facebook, on Twitter, on Skype, on Instagram.